Hello there everyone! So, hopefully this chest is going to be nice to us. Yes! So the key was found, let's move on to the next level. But we have just finished level 3 of the Costume Quest Halloween event. So good news, I found the key. What's the matter? No, something much worse, a Viking. Your eyes must be playing tricks on you. We've driven all the Vikings out of Dragonlandia. Let's get out of this place. And milestone complete Costume Quest, we have unlocked the HELLHOUND dragon, and I didn't get this guy during the last event, so I'm happy that he's actually returned, because this is a nice little dragon that I did always want to get a hold of. But he is now in our inventory, so if we scroll all the way down into this far right side, we can see him there. Base attack of 74 with fire, shadow, and energy. So if you're someone that doesn't really have any shadow epics, he's actually a pretty good dragon for you to add to your team. And there we go, 1 day and 1 hour left until we can hatch him. But that is level 3 done ski. So we will be moving on to level 4 now. So, do you hear that? It sounds like someone playing piano, but I haven't seen a piano anywhere in the mansion. Well, that's actually kind of spooky. And I've heard Geraldine Ghastly love to play the piano. You don't think it could be her ghost? Get a hold of yourself, Ned. There's got to be some other totally reasonable explanation. But I'm sure it'll come to me after we take a look around. So then we have the Gloom lady, which was a part of a past event. But we'll take a look at how big this area actually is. So we've got the boss fight there. We have a chest over here, a chest over in the top right. I like the little pumpkin statues that they have over here. Pretty cute. And then we have chest top left, one in the middle with a ghosty, and one in the top right. So probably the cheapest path is going to be maybe the left one. It depends on the middle one. Or maybe the one in the top right, more than likely. But we'll have to see when we get a little bit closer. And so I have returned now that we have a lot more pumpkins to spend. So we'll continue on a little bit and we'll be able to do this Gloom Lady fight. So quick, Gloom Lady, I don't want to dance with you. Not even to that creepy old piano music. I hate dancing. Funny, I love it, but especially when it's tan going on the battlefield. Jesus, that was a bad pun. Like, wow. Wow. But this Gloom Lady is not going to be a threat to us, as you can see. We can almost one-shot the thing. Like, this is a boss dragon, so obviously it has more health and attack damage than it normally would for a dragon at that level, but, you know, piece of cake. So that Gloom Lady dragon just caught us flat-footed. Brant's gone again. Oh, wow, what a surprise. Like, why does it not surprise me that Brant just continues to run the heck away? But instead of just going up the top right here, we should probably try out the fights in... Like, if we go right from this middle section, yeah, in fact it's cheaper than every other way anyway, but it's only 3 tiles and then 2 fights towards the chest. So hopefully we'll be able to do these. Water plus plant. Brilliant! Brilliant. So we're already down to a single element, or like 2 element restriction I should say, not a single one. That'd be kind of crazy, but already down to 2 elements only for these fights. So if you don't have either an earth or a plant dragon, kind of boned. Kind of boned. Oh god, then there's me with the terrible puns as well, but honestly these fights have been pretty good for me so far, but again, I probably will end up struggling in some of the later tiers, because I know it's going to end up being something BS, like, I don't know, metal or void or water only, in which case I'm actually probably going to cry, because I do want to finish off this event. Like, I really want to finish it off. I want to get a hold of all the dragons, so then I don't have to, like, worry about it. And then, again, with the HELLHOUND, I'm only getting him now, which I'm really upset about, but these guys are all going to go down. I sped this up because we can't just one-shot everything. Feels bad. Feels bad when you can't one-shot everything, right? But 600 for that chest, so we're going to have to wait for the next reset. And probably the top pathway is going to be the next cheapest one. I don't want to click on the shop. But yeah, the top chest is going to be cheaper than the other 2 from the looks of it. Assuming that we can do the fight, of course. And I have mentioned this a couple of times, but the costume quest page on the DML wiki is this one right here. So, like I've been saying, make sure you go and check out this page because it gives you tons of tips. So, like, Here it says the requirements for each stage, or the predicted amount of pumpkins it's going to cost. It's not all filled out yet, obviously, because the event's only just started and they're trying to gather all the info, so for now, it's a little bit bland in this area, but they will keep updating it with all the info that they get. Then the tasks is what you can get for each level. Collect food, it tells you how many pumpkins you get for what food, and that sort of thing. Breed dragons, it shows you how many pumpkins you get for breeding select dragons, and like I've said before, the one that we use is the 8-hour one here, that gives 333, and we breed the demonic. But breeding any of these guys works as well, so if you go on there, you can just breed any dragon that you can. So, like, if you don't have, like, Shadow, then you could always breed the Shard Dragon, because that works as well. But more importantly, like I've said in the past, the thing I find most useful are the level guides. So we've got level 1, 2, and 3 so far. I'm sure level 4 will be coming soon enough. But it gives us an image of the whole level 4 map, or level 3 map, and the required or allowed elements for each fight. So this will basically allow you to know whether you're going to have to skip the fights or not, which is just good to know beforehand, so you know basically what you're doing. And again, it lets you plan out which route may be best. I usually just find it easy to do it in game, but you can also do it on here. But I will link this in the comment section, because normally it breaks if I link it in the video description. But again, definitely worth checking out, especially when it has all the stuff that we want on it. But anyway, we are back to our normal DML, at least for a little bit. You know, but I have wasted most of our portal energy on doing the battles that we need. Because obviously, now with the tier that we're up to, it costs, or we have to deplete it by 400. So on level 4, it's 400 for every single quest here. Because the 6 main quests, the easiest ones are feeding dragons, catching creatures and collecting gold. Win battles is just a little bit tedious because of how many fights we have to do. Thank goodness they raised the amount of stuff that we got out of it recently, because honestly, it was terrible back with the old numbers, so I'm very appreciative that they extended that a little bit. But we need to do an enchantment fight, so let's go ahead and do that quick. And again, I'm kind of, you know, it's kind of annoying having to wait like a day for all of the dragons that we've been getting recently to finish hatching, but at the same time, you know, the Hellhound's a nice little dragon, and I'm glad that we get to add him to our collection. But I have also seen that a few people have been complaining that they just wanted 3 brand new dragons as part of this event. Like, why would you bring out an old castle dragon in this event? And, you know, that's a good question, because normally that's the whole hype about it, that even though the tier 3 dragon is normally pretty pants, it's at least something new. But in this case, they brought back an old one. I think we've seen this before. Was it in a past Easter event where they brought back the Cottontail? Or something like that? I don't quite remember. I think we've seen something similar to that happening at least once before, but you know, I do get where people are coming from, no doubt. Obviously, to people like me that missed out on the Hellhound, this is, like, so good. Because now we actually get to add one of the old dragons to our collection, but at the same time, if I'd already had the Hellhound, I would be a little bit peeved. So, don't get me wrong, I do understand where your complaints are coming from, no doubt. And, you know, that's something that the devs will have to take into account. Like, is it really worth putting a dragon that people have potentially already gotten before into a special event like this? I don't know. Most people are just, like, razzled or have their jimmies rustled about the bone dragon situation, so I don't think many people really care about, like, which dragon is the tier 3. Obviously, some people do, because, you know, makes sense. It makes sense. But I don't know why it keeps taking my Hermes dragon out of the enchantment dragons that we can use for some reason. It's actually really annoying. I remember when we used to have that glitch. Does anyone else remember it? With the Enchantment League, where it used to remove every single dragon from your team, like in the bottom bar here. Oh my god. Like, out of annoying bugs in this game, I have to say that was probably the one that annoyed me the most. So, I don't know why it keeps happening with the Hermes Dragon only, but, I hope they fix it. I hope they put in, like, a secret patch and it just stops happening. Because I always, with, like, a 100% guarantee will forget to put him in. So now, if we came up against a dragon that was, like, a level 52, like this one, we can't use our clay dragon, but we could have used the Hermes here. So, you get my annoyance at this situation. It is, admittedly, my own fault for not equipping the dragon, or putting it in our teams list, but still there. There's still something that will annoy me to my core. But before I do any more fights, please, self, remember to do it. I will force myself to not be an idiot and actually put it in. And the materials I'm looking for isn't really anything in particular. I'm mostly just trying to get in, like, divine materials at this point. So, nothing in particular. It's just divine stuff that we can get out of the chest. Like this one here, we could use the Hermes Dragon. Let's see how much he does against a Fire Dragon. So we're both Enchantment level 2, the same level, and we do almost 3/4 of his health. He does about half of ours. So that just shows you the difference between having a single element dragon and a divine dragon. There's a massive difference in, like, damage. And I'm going to use a common shield potion for this fight here. You'll see we take, like, no damage. But look at how good that is. Our Hermes Dragon's putting up quite a good fight here, actually. Like, considering that both of these dragons are the same level as him, please don't have a level 80. A level 57? Oh, I don't know if we can handle this, because he is enchanted at level 2 as well. I probably should have just used a, like, shield potion from the beginning. We'll see what the next dragon's levels are anyway. If they're around about level 50, then our clay dragon can deal with it. If not, we'll just get Andy to do the rest. So, what do you have? Level 35, okay. Going good. We're going good so far. Keep going like this. Please tell me that we've already defeated your highest level defenders. Maybe. Oh. You see, this is putting me on edge. This is probably, like, the most interesting Enchantment League fight I've had in a long time. Level 30! And then Mr. Clay Dragon gets to take their cake as the winner of these fights. You see, at rank 1000 in the Enchantment League, our Clay Dragon doesn't usually get to do a whole lot, so if we get to finish off a fight with him, you know, pretty good. Pretty good. So, what do we get? Fire, fire, earth, pretty much nothing out of these chests, and now we can use Andy. So, hopefully, we don't get debated into a level 80 again, like what happened yesterday. Every time that happens, you know. I mentioned this in the live stream, having a, like, final dragon be your highest level dragon is obviously the best method to ranking up. That's why it works, and that's why it annoys people so much. Because people want free wins up to whatever rank they want to get to, but obviously if you put your low guys at the front, that's going to make more people think that, maybe this person has some low-level stuff and I can keep going. Whereas, if you put it as your last dragon, obviously they're not going to see it straight away. If you have your highest as the first dragon, people can just, like, click the cross and just exit out without using their dragon. So, if you really, really want to mess with people, you know, you can do this. Like, this guy's obviously put a level 71 here, which is already giving me bad vibes. So, we'll see what his final dragon is anyway. But this is the best method, really, to ranking up if you want to do it. But obviously, you may get some dirty looks if other players know you're doing it. So, use it at your own risk. Some people may call you a scumbag, or other names along those lines. But, you know, if it helps you rank up, do what you gotta do. If you want some more materials, you want to stay a higher ranking, you know, do what works best for you. You know, I can't blame anyone for just doing the thing that helps them out. And there we go, we got promoted into League 5, which is not what I wanted. But, even with my defender such a low level, we just keep ranking up. Like, level 20, level 10, Do you want me to have even lower level stuff? Really? Can people not deal with a level 20 at 1,000 rating? Either way, you know, that is probably enough enchantment fights for us for now, and all these quests I have re-rolled, so we'll get them at a little bit of a later time. How many points do we have, actually? I always end up forgetting. 64,000, so we have, like, nowhere near enough to get a card pack dragon. The Rastafari is the new weekly one, but obviously I'm more interested in getting some of the other ones, like, I don't know, the kitty maybe one day? Do we have... No, we don't have the armory. I'd like the armory, because I mentioned at one point he's like a super cool looking guy, so if we can get him one day as well, that'd be pretty good. And, you know, stuff like the Blaze Bird and that is just going to come down to luck. If the Scarecrow Dragon comes back at some point during this Halloween event, like maybe in card packs, maybe I'd consider buying some. Because we've been at 15 out of 22 pieces for a long time. A long time. So, maybe. We'll see what happens anyway. But that's probably going to do me for now. So, I'm going to keep collecting some of our event points. Like, every time we get a habitat that needs gold collected from it, that obviously helps us out. But, still got a long way to go in this event. Another 9 days left, pretty much. But can't wait to open this chest here. Come on, if you want to be kind to me, game, give it to me in the first chest. You know you want to. You know you want to be nice to me today. But anyway, for now, thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you then.